Hi, tonight's bedtime story is about a fiery furnace. Nebuchadnezzar was king of Babylon. He had the biggest army and the biggest empire anyone had ever seen. King Nebuchadnezzar was so powerful, he began to act like he was God, not a man. All these people should bow whenever I say so, he said. So King Nebuchadnezzar built a giant statue 90 feet high. That's as tall as a 9-story building. And this statue was covered in gold. It shone like the sun and could be seen from far away. Today I make a new law, said Nebuchadnezzar. Whenever my musicians play, everyone must bow down to my golden statue. What if they won't bow? His friends asked. Then I will throw them into a blazing hot furnace and burn them up. Nebuchadnezzar yelled angrily. This was bad news for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, 3 young Israelite men who now lived in Babylon. The friends worked for King Nebuchadnezzar, managing the huge city where they now lived. It is time to bow to the golden statue, announced the king's messengers. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego wouldn't bow to the statue. They worshipped the God of Israel, and to bow to any other god, even a pretend god made of wood and gold, would be against God's laws. When the music played and everyone in Babylon turned towards the giant statue and bowed down to the ground, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood up tall. They would not bow. King Nebuchadnezzar was furious. "You have to bow down or you will be thrown into the furnace," he yelled. "King Nebuchadnezzar," the 3 men replied, "if you throw us into that furnace, our God will save us." They looked into the hot, hot fire and then looked back at the king. "But even if our God doesn't save us from the fire," they said, "we will not serve your gods or bow down to your statue." Now the king was even angrier. "Make the furnace as hot as it can be," he bellowed, "and throw these men inside." The king's guard made the fire hotter. Then they tied up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego with ropes and tossed them into the flames. And then something strange happened. King Nebuchadnezzar leaned down and stared into the furnace. His eyes got big. Have you ever seen something that you just couldn't believe you were seeing? Remember how big your eyes got? King Nebuchadnezzar's eyes got like that, only bigger. "How many men did we throw into the furnace?" he asked. 3, his guards replied. The king stared even harder. "I see 4 men in the furnace. They're walking around. And the 4th man looks..." King Nebuchadnezzar rubbed his eyes and looked into the furnace again. "The 4th man looks like a son of the gods," he said, amazed. "Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego," the king called out. "Come out of the furnace." The 3 men walked out of the furnace. They weren't hurt at all. Their clothes weren't burnt. Their hair wasn't burnt. They didn't even smell like smoke. King Nebuchadnezzar couldn't believe what he was seeing. "Your God," he said, "sent an angel to protect you. You trusted your God, and he saved you from the fire." Then the king made a new law. From now on, no one can say anything bad about the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because no God is as strong as their God. The most powerful king in the world changed his mind because 3 friends said, "We're going to follow God, no matter what." Everyday truth. When I stand up for God, he is with me and he protects me. Okay, ready for the questions to talk about with your family? Why do you think Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had the courage to stand up for God? Pause the video and talk about it. Next question. How can you stand up for what you believe about God? Pause the video and talk about it. With me? Dear God, we want to stand up for what we believe about you and trust that you'll protect us. Thank you for giving us the courage to choose your way. Amen. I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.